ActionSA Member of Parliament Dereleen James joins us for more on this. A very good evening to you, Ms. James. Thank you for your time and for joining us today. What do you believe led to the change of heart of Mr. O'Sullivan now having to appear in person before your committee?
I think that we'll know tomorrow. I think he has been ducking and diving and seeing how far he can push it. Eventually he gave in. He saw the pressure, I think, from South Africans and basically came. But I think a direct response, a response to that question we will get tomorrow at the ad hoc committee.
And how critical do you believe his testimony will be, especially with just uncovering the truth regarding the allegations of political interference?
At this point, it's very difficult for us to actually ascertain who comes there and speaks truth, because everyone just comes there, runs their mouth, and we don't have any sort of power on that committee that can actually, go and investigate like a forensic investigator to actually guide us. Basically, it is each to their own. It is basically up to us as MPs to try and connect the dots, to find if there's any value, any weight in his testimony. I think, number one, the fact that he's avoided to appear before us speaks volumes. The fact that he's been embroiled previously in newspaper articles, with alleged drug cartels, that also raises brows. The fact that he's been impersonating IPID, the fact that he's been, getting access to police information and dockets, that in itself speaks volume. So based on the evidence before us that we have done as MPs, not that he has produced, he is definitely part and parcel of the crisis that we face in our country.
He cited concerns, particularly with his safety and the security with him being there in person. And this is what initially, as you're saying, that led to him not testifying in the time that he was expected to. How much of the measures and the extent did Parliament go to in ensuring that the safety of this particular witness is to a point that then they can come and testify in person?
Well, as I know, like any person, usually a threat assessment will be conducted, for him to actually show Parliament and prove to Parliament that his life is in danger. Obviously, that has been done. Obviously, like any other witness, Parliament basically supports them in terms of accommodation, in terms of securing their safety to and from. All that is in place. I'm not sure what additional it is that Mr. Paul Sullivan wanted and what demons are haunting him that he felt that, his life is in danger.
So ActionSA has really been critical and vocal about the need for accountability and swift justice.
Absolutely.
How does your party view the significance in particular, this particular testimony, just in the broader fight against corruption in our country?
It's not about any specific individual. I said earlier on when there were already proposals for extensions and so forth, South Africans are going through the most at this point in time. We are in crisis mode. Public trust is at an all-time low. We owe the public a speedy outcome. We owe the public answers. And it is extremely important for us to act and not have all these months of listening to various witnesses coming forward and not coming up and not giving South Africans something tangible. ActionSA is determined to ensure that the rule of law is enforced. And we have realized and we know that corruption in this country is public enemy number one.
We've heard from Paul O'Sullivan that apparently there are political parties that he's not willing to answer questions to, ActionSA being one of those. What's your response to that?
I'm not going to say too much right now on television. I'm not gonna prepare him for tomorrow. I'm definitely not. Let him come tomorrow and let him try those tricks. Let him try those tricks. We'll take it from there.
All right. ActionSA's Member of Parliament that sits on the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, Dereleen James, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening.